Hey, I'm carlyrae, and this is Book Hour with Emily Wibberley and Austin Siegemund-Broka.
Hi, I'm Emily Wibberley.
And I'm Austin Siegemund-Broka. We're the authors of Always Never Yours, If I'm Being Honest, Time of Our Lives, and the forthcoming What's Not to Love.
And we're excited to be here with Hey, It's CarlyRae.
I'm so excited to have Emily and Austin back on Book Hour. Today we're going to talk about their latest YA romance novel, What's Not to Love, and find out what it's like for them as a couple to write books together. So let's get started.
We actually met in high school, and we started dating in high school, and then we got married outside of college, where we were already writing young adult novels together. I think I just kind of one day asked him if he wanted to write with me. I'd been writing on my own and just using him as a sounding board and kind of an editor, and eventually I realized, you know, he contributes a lot. He should just be a full partner in the process.
I always knew I wanted to write fiction and stories in some way. Writing young adult novels with my wife was not something I ever envisioned, but I was thrilled for the opportunity, and I think that change is part of why we write characters who realize they don't quite have everything figured out and still have some growing left to do.
Yeah, I say, like, if you had told us when we were 17 that we would be writing young adult novels together, we absolutely would not have believed you. But about when I was a sophomore or junior in college was when I really got serious about being a novelist. As for our co-writing process, I think that most co-writers kind of divide up the writing, and usually one takes one character and someone takes another, and this is because they're not living in the same house and it's just a logistical necessity. But for us, we live together and we generally write in a single perspective. There are exceptions to that. And even when we're not writing in a single perspective, we do really want to be involved in both of the characters we're writing. So we write everything together. It is a process of
sitting in the same room, trading pages, trading sentences like we just did. One of us will say an idea, a sentence for the book out loud, the other will fine-tune it or push back or come up with something different. And eventually, when we've come up with the direction forward, it gets typed into the book. That's something Emily invariably does.
I'm the typer. I have the control. And look, this isn't a process without conflict, since we are literally discussing every single word, every single sentence that goes into this book. Sometimes we'll waste 30 minutes having a debate about whether a certain word or a certain phrase should be used. And so it does ultimately slow us down, but we think it really makes a stronger book because we really keep each other honest, and we're really good at catching when we're slipping into the wrong voice or not articulating something very well.
What's Not to Love is our academic overachievers, enemies to lovers story of Allison and Ethan, fierce rivals, fierce competitors for an admission spot at Harvard and their school's valedictorian prize. When they're given the chance to co-plan a previous class's 10-year class reunion with the promise of a resume bump if they do so, they can't resist. But working together in such close confines isn't just inconvenient, it might be the start of revealing to both of them feelings they didn't know they had. In some measure, I think all of our main characters have little bits of ourselves in them, but they are not us, nor are they inspired by people we knew. How we try to come up with our characters is first and foremost by finding people, young people, who are not often the center of stories like this, whether they are too brash, too unlikable, too unfocused, too intensely academically overachieving. In the case of Allison and Ethan, we try to take those people and really explore their high school experience, their interiority, what they're going through.
I mean, that said, I would say that What's Not to Love has a lot of us in it.
More than any of our other books.
Yeah, we were the overachieving students who were going for valedictorian and top college, and we did get together in our senior year, and all the things that they are facing are things that we really did experience firsthand as well. We were never as vicious as these characters, but, you know, Austin was on journalism, and a lot of this book is about being editor-in-chief of the newspaper, so we really do draw from our own experiences in that way.
It's definitely our most personal of our books yet.
Generally, we don't write scenes that are about our own relationship. We try to keep a distance between our characters and ourselves. But look, we do take inspiration, and there is a key scene in What's Not to Love where Allison and Ethan are delivering stacks of the newspaper they work on to all the classrooms, and it's in the middle of the school day.
One of our favorites.
We're not going to spoil what happens in that scene, but this is something that Austin and I did. We would leave class and in a pivotal time in our budding romance, we were passing out these newspapers.
So details sneak in that way. I mean, and you know, I think our relationship lives in the soul of the characters we write, and in those quieter details, in remarks, in the way their banter or their connection sparks off of each other. We're sort of always writing us.
I don't think we could ever pick a favorite novel or character just because it feels like we put so much into all of them, and at any time, like, all of them have been our favorite when we're working on it. So, I mean, I will say we can pick things about each book that stand out as our favorite, and for Always Never Yours, I think Owen is just like such a special love interest, and he will always have a soft spot in my heart for just being the most charming, shy boy. And then on If I'm Being Honest, I think Cameron is our favorite main character. She was such a fun perspective to write from, this popular mean girl, and she has such a great character arc and journey, and she just is really memorable for that.
Yeah, and I think Time of Our Lives is our deepest, most profound exploration of some of the feelings and the existential questions you face ending high school and entering that new period of your life. And as for What's Not to Love, it's our favorite romance we've ever written. It's our most fun, it's our most fiery, it's a delight in a lot of those ways. I think what we hope readers take away from our novels is the reason we write the characters we do in the first place. We write characters who are a little unconventional, are a little outside the mold, are a little unlike those who are often the centers of these stories, because we want readers to know that if they themselves feel that way, that's great. They don't have to be conventional. They can be the star of their own story in their own way. Whether that's because you feel you're too nerdy or too honest or too forward,
too ambitious,
too in your own head, whatever it is, there's a story for you and you're living it.
Thank you for watching our book hour on Hey, It's Carly Rae. We've had a lot of fun talking about What's Not to Love, which is out now and you can get from any bookstore. You can check out our socials, which are in the link in the description box below, and come visit us on our pages.
So that concludes today's Hey, It's Carly Rae book hour episode featuring Emily and Austin. Emily and Austin, thank you so much for coming back on my channel and sharing your story. If you guys want to get your copy of What's Not to Love, because you can't have my copy, the link is in the description below. You guys can also follow Emily and Austin on social media. Again, their links are in the description below. And then on HeyitsCarlyRae.com today, they have an all-new featured interview. So I'm so excited to have them on my channel. You guys can also find out more from Hey, It's Carly Rae, which is me, on my social media. You guys can go to the descriptions below and you guys can follow me. So I hope you guys have an awesome day. Stay tuned because I have amazing authors coming your way on Book Hour. Bye!